Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Persona 4, and today we're going to be going to the last dungeon if it takes me half an hour to do it. Which it may well. I don't remember the ending of this game or the ending parts of this game, but I remember it takes a while. Now I think I have to talk to Dojima here. Unfortunately, the game is not being very cooperative. I know for a fact if you go inside the house, that's it, you're done. We're not going to be going back in there. I thought that might actually be able to trigger the conversation with Dojima. Am I just like missing the equivalent of like a pixel hunt here just to talk to Dojima? Because he's not being very forthright about it. Do I have anybody else I haven't talked to yet? That might be the problem. I'm not seeing anybody besides Nanako and Dojima. But that doesn't... No. That's it. Wow. Oh, now you talk to me. Thanks, Obama. Oh. Now that I got that done. Yeah, I talked to most of them. I don't know if it matters which one you say, but I know most of them will work. I think if you say not all of them, he says something along the lines of, well, go talk to them. And then you get sent off on your merry way and have to try and do that pixel hunt of talking to him again, so it's best just to go with the other option. This social link is actually one of the funnier ones. I remember this one clearly. It's not because of the main social link aspect of it, it's actually because of the ending of this, like the ending text of this social link, if you will. Because they drop a bomb on you today, at the end of this. But there's also some foreshadowing here if you want the ending, the true ending. You want to pay attention to what they're actually saying, which I know is a little more difficult when I'm not reading the text to you, and you're trying to listen to me and read at the same time, but hopefully you can manage that. I'm not exactly sure what the nicest thing to say here. I don't think it really matters, but I usually try and go with the whole you too, because just saying thank you just seems kind of socially awkward. And I know something or two about being socially awkward, let me tell you. Of course, I suppose you too could also be construed that way, but let's get off of social mannerisms and back onto the topic at hand now, shall we? But yes, this is right after the end of the social link. They give you a choice: go back to the house, or keep wandering around. Now, I've said it multiple times.
Big bro.
What are you supposed to say that? No, I'll forget you. You'll forget me. Of course. But yeah, at the end of this, they give you two choices: go back to the house or keep wandering around. If you choose go back to the house, that's it. Game over, man. Game over. But if you choose not to go back to the house, it's still not as simple as, that's it, you got the true ending. After that, you gotta do some more stuff. We'll get into that in a minute after this whole thing's over, but I suppose I should probably focus more on the social commentary of what's going on, of Nanako. She's not crying, don't worry. Did you ever say that as a kid and you actually were not crying? Maybe like 3 times ever. Most of the times you were. Maybe that was just me. Then again, I was brought up in a household where the boys were taught not to cry unless you were by yourself in your room at night when everybody was asleep. And some people dare call me emotionally... oh, what's the word? Repressed. That's the one. I may well be, but I do videos like this, and it's helped me greatly. Off of my personal things. Can't think of the right word there. Yes. I guess it's nice that Dojima's saying that that's basically our second home, but I don't know if that would actually work the way it does in the US, because the US is just like, well, we had fun having you here, good luck with all that. And inside they'd really be thinking, we hope we never see him again. That was a pain in the butt to keep him there for a year. But in Japan, and in anime, manga, different literature, it's always, you're a second family to it. We're like a second family to you now. Feel free to stop by. Or maybe that's just my cynical self showing its ugly head again. I don't know, man. But that'll be a long time, won't it? Right. Yep, that was the funny part. Nanako wants to marry. Nanako is technically your cousin, isn't she? Let's see, your mom's brother is Dojima, so yeah, Nanako's your cousin. I think that's actually legal in Japan. I'm not exactly up on Japanese law. It's not exactly one of the things I try and keep current with, but well, if manga's taught me anything, it's that is indeed legal. Don't ask what kind of manga I read, unless you really want to know the answer. Well, anyway, I probably missed the actual hint they give you, but they do give you a hint as to what you want to do here. At least I think they do. Now here's the option, do you want to go home or do you want to not? As I mentioned earlier, this is important. Obviously, you choose you do not want to go home. No. Now, the game is going to be heavy-handed here. The game wants you to go home. They do not actually want you, well, I don't know if they want you to get the true ending or not, but they kind of push you toward the normal ending. So it's kind of an accomplishment feeling when you actually get the true ending. But what you want to do is go to Jeunesse, and you want to go back into... I suppose the reasoning for this is you want to go... I want to go to the TV world one last time, so you go back to Jeunesse. You should return to your home. How about no? I don't really want to go home now. See, I want to have fun and adventure my last day in Inaba. Is there really something you still have to do? Yes, there is. I'm not finished yet. That's kind of confusing the way they word that, but I'm pretty sure I'm not finished yet is what you want to say there. And thus this will lead to I believe... Yes, stop by the thing one last time. This will lead to a very decently sized cutscene that will propel you well on your way to getting the true ending. Starting right about now.
Huh? What a coincidence! It must be destiny!
Ah! So you guys came here too? It's our very own special headquarters. There's so many memories here.
Yo there, Senpai. I thought you'd be here.
We had a feeling we'd run into everyone if we came here.
We were planning on seeing you off at the station tomorrow, but I was feeling too restless, so I decided to come here.
Well, since we're all here, why don't we have something to eat?
Ooh, let's have steak! Steak! And make Yosuke pay for everything.
Will you shut up about your steaks? I really had fun in this world. Dude, your whole existence is about fun. Well, what we've gone through wasn't all fun and games. But I gotta say, I've never felt so fulfilled in my life.
It seems we've been working on this forever, but at the same time, it felt like it went so fast. We won't ever gather here again like this, or tear our hair out trying to solve the mysteries.
Even if we wanted to talk about it all, there were so many extraordinary things that no one would believe us. Come to think of it, for me, I think it all started when Chie told me about the Midnight Channel.
I think I heard about it from her too. How did you learn about it, Chie?
I guess it was just a random rumor. A lot of girls were trying it out.
Huh. I wonder how it started then.
Who knows? Maybe someone accidentally came across it.
The Midnight Channel. You know, that really was the cause of everything. I mean, the fog lifted after we caught Adachi, but there's still a lot of stuff that isn't clear yet. It's still foggy over there, too.
Some weird guy might use it to do bad things again.
Didn't that ominous something monster say it granted us power?
I bestowed power onto those who could brave the hollow forest. In other words, he gave the power to enter TVs to those who awakened to their persona ability, so that he might use us as pawns to enact his scheme.
Hey, that reminds me. Didn't your hand suddenly slip into the TV even before anything happened to you? Does that mean you're an exception? Well, wait. Then what about Adachi and Namatame? Those two could go inside TVs before all this stuff about personas, right?
What? Then Senpai and the other two could do it for some other reason?
There must be something you're not remembering. Anything come to your mind, Senpai?
A letter? Hey, this better not be another warning. Huh? This is from jail? It's from Adachi.
I'm sure you're surprised to get this letter out of the blue. I'm writing this because there's something I need to tell you. Ever since I made it out alive, there are some things I understand now. It's true that my game's over. As you all insisted at the time, I'll abide by the rules of this world. But as long as I'm in stir here, I can't clean up after myself. So I hope this will give you something to think about regarding this case. There's still this feeling I can't shake. It's about how it all started, about that midnight channel. Now I remember, someone told me about it when I first came to town, before I heard the rumors at the station. And I was intrigued when I noticed that something similar was written on Namatame's reports as well. But I can't remember who it was that told me. Since Namatame and I both gained our power after coming to Inaba, I have a feeling that has something to do with it. I don't know if any of this will be useful or not, but I hope it can help somehow.
It's not very helpful to know that he can't remember who it was.
I'm not sure how to put it, but I kinda know the feeling. It's like... I don't know how to say this. Like something's connecting all these things. Something beyond what we can see. That world, the Midnight Channel, the ability to enter TVs. They all feel like separate things. You know what I mean? First the rumors, then the serial murder, followed by us deciding to investigate the case. If they all really were separate, they wouldn't fit together like this, right? There has to be some kind of conductor behind everything.
So you think the person Adachi mentioned, the one who told him about the Midnight Channel, is that conductor? Did I strike gold again? It's seriously just something that popped into my head.
Senpai, is there anything like that you can think of? We were involved in a murder case last year, which we succeeded in solving. But the monster we fought last said we did well in playing our parts. Perhaps this means Adachi and Namatame were players as well. Could it be that from the beginning, this serial murder case was merely a portion of a much larger scheme? And none of the people who were directly involved in the case ever suspected it.
Hey, this scheme. Could it be the whole thing about filling both worlds with the fog and turning mankind into shadows? So someone was behind the scenes watching us. the culprits, and maybe even that monster. And he manipulated Adachi and Namatame at the very beginning so everything would come together perfectly?
Let's go out into town. We might find something. Although, you may be the only one capable of noticing it. Please contact the rest of us should you come across anything.
We can't say our goodbyes tomorrow with this hanging over our heads. Let's go figure this out.
Who could have given you the initial spark for this power? The one you met immediately after coming to town was... It was Dejima, actually. Nanako was not in fact the first one. I know you thought Nanako was the culprit behind it all. I'm gonna spoil it for you, she's not. I mean, those cute eyes, man. Didn't get away with many a crime, but... Sorry to tell you, she's not the mastermind here. So the hint here is... Go back to the... Oh, what's it called? Floodplain, that's the one. Because that's where we last saw Dojima and Nanako, therefore they are still there. Though I think they're actually in the riverbed, not on the far side near the picnic table where they were before, which is... Oh my god, you actually have to go and look.
Hey,
And another pitfall here, I believe, that they want you to go, I'm finished, no, I need to talk to you.
yeah?
Game really loves their pitfalls here for the true ending, but you gotta navigate them. That's why you're probably one of the reasons you're watching this, how to unlock the final dungeon.
What's wrong?
And now we get to interrogate a detective and try not to make it obvious that we're interrogating a freaking detective whose job it is to do something like that. Don't worry, I know I'm the very definition of subtlety. You know me. It's not like I'm dating 7 girls and everybody in the world knows it except the 7 girls. Oh, wait a minute. But yes, this is actually where you want to pay attention. This will give you clues as to what you're supposed to do next. I already know what I'm supposed to do, so it doesn't really help me all that much. But for those out there who never played the game, this is some lore for you.
Hey, big bro?
Didn't we stop at that place? The place she was referring to is obviously the gas station, if you remember from the very first video. Well, I don't know about the very first video. It's been a long time since I recorded that, 2 years ago as a matter of fact. But, yes. The weird attendant.
Well...
Because I don't think the location, the locale was to blame there. The weird attendant, though. Yeah, that attendant was a little shady. So, I mean, people are shady, but that's not any reason to suspect them of something of this magnitude of orchestrating this whole thing, is it? I don't think it is, but, well, that's a clue. Though, come to think of it, there was that one thing. No, wasn't there? Does anybody remember that far back besides me? Well, you will soon enough. I'm not going to spoil it. That's right, it wasn't actually the attendant. See, the weird thing was... Yes, we got nauseous. Remember, Nanako asked if we were car sick? I don't remember if she actually asked that or not, but... I look sick? We already know we talked to him, there's no need to ask the other. Did she actually ask us if we were car sick? I don't remember that far back. So that is mighty suspicious. Why would we get sick after talking specifically to one person? Something don't smell right here. Well, I'm sure it's not important, except that it is. Oh dear, how are we going to explain this one? Of course, we're going to be telling the truth, just a different version of the truth. It might be important, man.
I see.
Yes, thank you for reminding me. Wait a minute, did Dojima already say the one line? I remember there's one line Dojima says here. Yeah, I don't know, I don't remember. I don't think this actually matters. I think I understand, but...
Yeah!
Dojima says a line here that's actually quite foreboding and quizzling, that's a word. Quite puzzling at the same time. I think he already said it. He said something along the lines of, I don't remember that attendee. I don't remember him. I never see him around. Thing is, we've seen him around numerous times. Remember when I would talk to him throughout this entire LP? All 190, almost 190 videos of it? We saw him around. He's not here right now, as you see. So what you're supposed to do is go into the Velvet Room. I'm guessing you're supposed to just go, well, this is near. Is there anything we can do in here now? And thus here we are.
Welcome to the Velvet Room. How may I help you? You have solved the mystery and deflected the disaster that so nearly fell upon you. Is there something else beyond this you need our assistance with? Intriguing. So, is there still something that leaves you unsatisfied? What may that be? Well then, let's take a look and see what it is you might be sensing. Ah, this is a surprise. These are shards of power, allowing one to see through to the truth of things without being swayed by hollow rumors. Interesting. Indeed, you have come here today for a reason. Then I shall play my part as well. That is a crystal of power which you have nurtured through your journey. An orb that repels fabrications of all sorts, dispels lies, and shines upon the truth.
Truth is a thing which only appears to those who have observed, considered, and made a choice. At the end of the path you chose lies the truth. Believe in it, and continue without faltering.
How marvelous! It seems that you will reveal the journey's true end, one beyond our predictive power. Now go to the place where everything began.
The place where everything began is obviously supposed to be the gas station. And yes, it's raining now, which is very important for when we start getting ready to go into the dungeon. You know, special summonings, things like that. Isn't this where I first... You know, I first came to town. We first talked here. Personally, I don't know why the main character here, Bach, doesn't just pretty much ask straight out. I guess it's kind of rude to say, this is all your fault. What? I mean, that would kind of be... I mean, if you're wrong, then you just look like a psychopath, but... or psychotic at best. Yeah, you gotta keep on talking. If you walk off, well, that's not good. Have you ever met those two, by the way? I mean... That's not a weird question to ask. I mean, it's a little off the wall, but not weird. You are talking about them, after all. So you have met them. Okay, that's something I can work on. You don't know them personally, though. Well, that doesn't really matter. I don't know you personally either, but if what I suspect is true, you don't need to know them personally. Well... Sometimes I'm stubborn like that. Did you do something to them? Like you did me, if I'm right? You know, when this music plays, nothing good is going to happen. That doesn't sound anything out of the ordinary, but that's kind of what happened to me as well. Well... what did you do to me? Because whatever you did to me, you did to them. Yes, but that's not exactly answering my question now, is it? You're just kind of running around the question, and that's not what I want you to do. Yeah. You know, that night, a few nights afterwards, I kind of stuck my hand inside the TV. Did you give me this power to do that? It's kind of an important question, really. And judging by your response, that would be an affirmative. Yep, it was the gas station attendant, all along, folks. What a twist. Though, I suppose the observant out there may have noticed, at the very beginning of the game, well, I don't know if they said exactly how it happened yet. I'll leave that revelation to be revealed here. So, here we go with the revelations.
So the last battle wasn't enough for you? He has certainly have the powers I was expecting. For your special potential, of course. Your friends were drawn to the spark I stirred in you. That's why they're here now, with their awakened powers. Still, I didn't think you'd make it all the way to me. Indeed, I never expected this at all. You're really something. What? You don't remember? When you first came to town, I gave your power a gentle push. Just like this. Are you in high school? Does it surprise a city boy to see how little there is out here? There's so little to do, I'm sure you'll get bored fast. You'll either be hanging out with your friends or doing part-time jobs. Speaking of which, we're actually looking for part-time help right now. Give it some thought, why don't you? We don't mind if you're a student. You're not the only one I welcomed to town with a handshake greeting. I did the same for a few other outsiders like you. A handful of strangers were more than sufficient to stimulate a small place like this. But it seems the stimulus was stronger than I imagined. Enough to envelop this town with fog, and later lift it. Not only that, you now stand before me as if your assigned part wasn't enough. What for? The fog has lifted, and you still are not content? Why such greed? I guess it's the foolish nature of being mortal. I am Izanami. Aminosagiri, ruler of the fog, is merely an aspect of myself that I birthed long ago. You awakened to a power I had not imagined. And now, you face me with it. I can no longer ignore this situation as mere foolishness. This may be fate, as decreed by the world. Very well. This time I shall pit my full strength against you. But in return, you must come prepared to follow through in your futile resistance. I'll be waiting for you there.
Hey, are you alright? Who is that you were just talking to? Did she just disappear? Wait, don't tell me.
So, it wasn't over after all.
You're saying this so-called Izanami is the conductor, and she's waiting for us in the other world? If we don't beat her, I'm sure it'll all happen again.
Okay, the others aren't far off, so I'll call them up.
Yeah, will ya? Tell him this is really gonna close the case.
Right. We'll defeat her and put an end to this for sure this time.
All right, then once we're all ready, let's meet up at Junes.
And that is how you unlock the final dungeon in Persona 4. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's a very challenging dungeon. So, hopefully this helped you guys if you had trouble getting to the secret dungeon, if you refused to look it up, or if you just... I don't know. Point is, this is really the end. This is the true end. There's no more of this, oh, there's going to be another boss after this. Nope, this is the end. Spoiler, done. I mean, we're right at the end of the game. Kind of pointless to spoil something. I mean, it's not really spoiling something when you're at the end of the game in the first place, now is it? But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. As usual, if you'd like to help the channel grow, you may wish to like or even subscribe for easier access to future videos. Next time we will be going into the final area, and we will be fighting a lot. We'll be preparing first, but hopefully I shall see you guys there. Well, see you there, everyone.